Well, I want to try and get started. We've got everyone here, and I just want to remind everyone again that we are recording this for cable. So if you're uncomfortable having your face shown, be sure to turn off your screen so that you can keep yourself anonymous. And I just first want to say thank you so much to Tamarah Green at Walpole Media. She has been so helpful and guided us so much at the very beginnings, which feels like so very long ago now, in helping to get our programming up and accessible through cable. She's recorded every single one of these conversations that we've had and edited them down for cable for us. And we just could not do it without you, Tamarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Absolutely. And in anything that we can do to help spread the word and show what you do and the services that you offer the community is definitely what we're here for. So as she said, my name is Tamarah Green. I actually recognize all of you, even though you may not recognize me, because when I tape these, I usually hide myself because I'm always behind the scenes. I'm not in front of the scenes. I am the executive director of Walpole Media, and I think this week is my 1-year anniversary. So I started a year ago, and I want to tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do for the community, and how all of you can find Council on Aging programming and other programming. So I am going to do a slideshow. I'm going to share my screen. When I started a year ago, one of the first things that people asked me was, what is Walpole Media? Who are you? What do you do? And maybe some of you are asking the exact same question. So before I get to that, I want to tell you a little bit more about me. That's me, actually with much shorter hair before the pandemic, in the upper right-hand corner. And the TV in the upper left-hand corner is because as a child, I, like many others, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I knew that I loved TV, but never imagined it could be possible to make a career out of it. So I played the viola, and I got a scholarship to UMass Amherst playing the viola. And even though I wasn't passionate about it, and between all of you and me, I really wasn't that good at it, I went to UMass as a music major, and that lasted 1 year. My sophomore year, I became a political science major. I was going to try and change the world. That lasted 1 year too. So randomly, I met a woman who lived in my dorm, and she told me her major was communications, and I'd never heard of that before. But the way she described it was so enticing, so I'll never forget how she described it. She said, it's like, TV. And so I joked that I thought she meant that she was majoring in watching television, when in reality, what she meant was she was learning how to create television, and nothing sounded more exciting to me than that. So I went down to the registrar's office and I changed majors the next day. My parents weren't as supportive with my third change in majors as they were with my second. So they said, whether you like it or not, you're sticking with it. And thankfully, I loved it. When I graduated, I had such high expectations. I just assumed that I was going to get a job and get a job very quickly. I had my head in the clouds. I had one internship at Channel 7 under my belt. I thought, what more do I need? And I learned what so many people, maybe even some of you learned, which is getting a job after college is hard, especially one in your major. So I spent the summer looking for jobs and temping. I spent the fall looking for jobs and temping. And you guessed it, I spent the winter looking for jobs and temping. One day, my dad read an article in our local hometown paper that the local cable station was looking for volunteers. I said, the what now? I'd never heard of it. I didn't know there was such a thing as a local cable station. But he suggested that I go down and check it out, and the rest, as they say, is history. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours, but I finally felt like I found my place. I learned more in 3 months of volunteering than I did at college. And that's not to belittle my college education, it's just that there was so much equipment, there were so many people that you could share ideas with. I learned all the aspects of pre-production, how to set up and shoot with a video camera, how to edit, and mind you, back then editing was tape to tape, not with the computer like we have now. So it took 3 times as long to edit something as it does now. A position opened up, I applied for it, and I was thrilled when they hired me. I loved going into work every single day because I learned something new, whether it was how to produce a program or simply what it meant to be an employee, which is something they don't teach you in college. So what is public access and how does it work? In Massachusetts, we have a local cable station in every single community. Some of the smaller communities might share. For example, before coming here to Walpole, I worked in Concord and we shared the station with Carlisle because Carlisle was too small a station to be able to afford their own. But this is unlike every other state in the country where sometimes there's 1, maybe 2 regional stations that support the entire state. So Massachusetts is very unique and very, very lucky. We are a hyperlocal TV station, so at Walpole Media, we focus only on Walpole. All of our programming takes place in Walpole, is about a Walpole resident, some kind of event. It has some kind of Walpole connection. Many people in the industry refer to us as a PEG station. PEG stands for, or is an acronym for, the 3 channels that we air: public, education, and government. On the government channel, we tape the select board meetings, school committee, zoning board, planning board, town meeting, board of sewer and water, conservation commission, economic development commission meeting, and the finance committee meetings. In other words, we cover a lot of meetings. On the education channel, we mostly cover high school sports, a lot of high school sports. We air every single home and away football game, but every other sport, we just tape the home games. We've taped, besides football, field hockey, boys and girls soccer, swimming, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls hockey, gymnastics, wrestling, and those are just the fall and winter sports. We obviously couldn't cover any of spring sports because of the pandemic. The public channel is pretty much everything else. This includes lectures, concerts, event coverage, documentaries, and much, much more. Volunteers can produce their own programs on a variety of topics, such as living a more balanced life, movie reviews, medicine, religion, business, and so much more. Essentially, if someone has an idea for a show, we'll help them create it. Our mission statement says that we are dedicated to providing an electronic forum for the free exchange of information and ideas which reflect the talents, skills, interests, concerns, and diversity of the community. So how do we go about accomplishing that mission? Well, besides myself, I have 1 other full-time employee, 2 part-time employees, and several freelance contractors, including students and professionals. We rely heavily on volunteers to help fill in the gap. So anyone who lives, works, or goes to school in town or works for a nonprofit organization that serves the town is able to become a member at Walpole Media. Public access is the definition of free speech. If someone wants to produce a show or wants us to air a program produced outside of Walpole, and they are a Walpole resident, we have to air it, regardless of the content. But we do have a few rules. We can't air anything that violates the following. So for example, if Joe Cable hands me a program that he made at home or that he got from another station, he has to sign a waiver saying that none of those rules have been violated. But I will not sit down and watch that program to make sure he's telling the truth. No public access station will do that. We don't censor content. We do, however, make sure that the rules aren't broken. It's a struggle, though, to balance freedom of speech with free, open access. So how do you go about creating a program? Well, it all starts, as everything does, with an idea. So let's say you have a passion for knitting and you want to share that passion with the community while also providing instruction on how to create sweaters, hats, mittens, etc. Your first decision is to decide whether you want to shoot on location, in your home, in your business, or in our studio. It's the quickest way to produce a show. You simply book the time with us, make sure you come up with a topic, a guest, and a number of questions, and 30 minutes later, you have a show. We do all of the technical work, unless you have friends who want to help out and do that part of it. Doesn't that even have to be 30 minutes? We found that with attention spans lately, we can even do a 10-minute show, and those seem to be very popular. If you do choose to shoot on location, or as we say, in the field, we'll typically bring 2 cameras with us, one to tape you and the second to tape your guest. With 2 cameras supporting simultaneously, we always have a shot that we can edit, because in the field, it has to be edited, whereas in the studio, it does not. So with the cameras, we're able to get nice, tight, creative shots. So each person will have to make that decision, whether they want to shoot in the field or in the studio. What's more important to them, creativity or ease and time? Over the years, many people have asked me what our volunteers get from producing a show, and it really depends. Some people truly only want to share their knowledge, while others want to learn something new. However, there are others over the years who have told me their goal was to sell their show to a network. And I'm very upfront and honest and tell the person it's likely not going to happen. Why? Well, we simply can't compete with the networks. They have much better equipment, more equipment, they have much more personnel, and they have lots more money. But what we can provide is the opportunity to experiment and hone your craft. Some people, like the woman on the left with the guitar, just won't take no for an answer. When I was in Watertown, she produced a children's program. She brought in some kids, she read a book to them, she sang some songs. Sometimes, as you can see from this image, they put on a skit. She was so convinced her show was going to be picked up by PBS that despite my warnings, she took out a second mortgage on her house to pay a professional production house tens of thousands of dollars to produce a pilot episode. Let's just say she never sold the show, but she did have to sell her house. But that's not to say some people don't succeed. When I was working in Wellesley, I had an 11-year-old boy, Anish Raman, who started volunteering as a reporter. And immediately, I could just sense, I could tell there was something different about him. After going to Harvard and receiving a Fulbright scholarship, he got a job at CNN as a weekend producer and occasional honor reporter. They too saw that there was something special about him, and they sent him to Bangkok, Thailand for a year. When the tsunami struck, and he was stationed there full time, he was the first Western reporter to go live. He was 25 years old, and he was doing live cut-ins with Wolf Blitzer and Paul Azan and all of the other CNN reporters. He was then stationed in Iraq and was the first American journalist to announce Saddam Hussein's execution. He left CNN to work on the presidential campaign of Barack Obama, where he was a speechwriter, and he's now the senior advisor on economic strategy and external affairs to California Governor Gavin Newsom. Getting back to Walpole Media, there's so much more one can do besides produce a program. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, you can become a technical volunteer and learn how to shoot and edit. You don't need to know anything about production. We'll train you, and it's free of cost. So you can also take training in 21st century skills like Photoshop, building a social media presence, community journalism, and how to use your smartphone. If there's something you'd like to learn, just let us know, and maybe we can offer it in the future. So where are we? Well, we're located in the high school, and these images show our studio, the other side of our studio in the top left, our editing lab in the top right, where students and our volunteers can learn how to edit. And on the bottom left image is some of our equipment, and you've already seen that part of our studio, the bottom right image. So hopefully some of you have seen our programming before and you know how to find us. But just in case, you have to, if you want to watch it over cable, have Comcast or Verizon. Our public channel is on Comcast Channel 8 or Verizon Channel 9. Our education channel is Comcast Channel 12 or Verizon 29. And our government channel is Channel 22 on Comcast and 30 on Verizon. If you don't subscribe to cable, or you don't want to watch it on air, or you missed a program, you can go to our website, www.walpolemedia.tv. And speaking of our website, we have a brand new website that we just rolled out this week, so you guys are probably the first people to see it. So I want to go over some of the things that you can do and find on our website. Right underneath the Walpole Media Corporation logo in the top left, underneath that is the word streaming, and it's highlighted in orange. And if you click the streaming button, you can stream all 3 of our channels live, the public, the education, and the government channel. If you click the TV schedules tab, which is highlighted in orange, you will be able to see what's playing on all 3 of these channels. And these are brand new features that we never had on our old website. If you click the On Demand button, it will take you to our YouTube page. Underneath the Walpole Media logo in the top left, it says Home, Videos, Playlists, and other things. If you click videos, you can see every single one of our videos, and they will be listed the most recently added to the oldest. If you click playlists, it's showing you what the playlist page will look like. Here is where you can find all of the Council on Aging videos, and you can see the Council on Aging is the very first one, but you can click on View Full Playlist, and it will show you all 44 plus videos from the Council on Aging. Local television is part of the glue that binds communities together. Whether you watch it a little, a lot, or never, I would say the community really needs it. So if you have an idea for a show, if you know of an event that should be taped within the community, please be in touch. You can email me at tgreen@walpolemedia.tv or call me at 508-668-7795. And if any of you have any questions, if you want to know anything more about the website, about the programming, now's your opportunity to ask.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? It's Linda. I was wondering, is there a way that you can tell what the viewership is like? Can you determine who uses it? And well, not maybe by name, but by program watching? Is there a way that you, and how do you do that?
That's the second most popular question I get. The first one, as I said earlier, is, who are you? What do you do? And the answer is yes and no. We can't tell how many people watch over the air on Comcast or Verizon, because that would be a violation, let's say, Linda, of your privacy. If you're a Comcast or Verizon subscriber, they will not give me your information. So we're not like the Nielsen ratings. We can't find that information that way. The only way we can find it is through our website. And that's search engine optimization. What that means is we can tell how many people go to our website, what pages they go to, and how long they're on it. So if someone goes to our streaming page and they're on for more than a couple of minutes, then we know that they are watching a program. We can also tell what programs are the most popular programs watched. And we can tell what countries, what cities, and even what states people are coming from. So that's why I say yes and no. We can sort of figure out. But you're right, we would never find out an exact person.
I just want to make a comment that a lot of what you had talked about, I had also worked at Canton Table 8. And when I first went in, and I didn't know how to use the camera. They had two people, but there was one girl there that showed me how to use the camera, and I got better at it. I spent a year inside the cable, and I did like a lot of their shows for them. Then thereafter, they put me out on the street, and I used to do like a lot of their special parades. I would do like, I would help the sports director and do football games, basketball games. I would do special outside events and everything. So like a lot of what you had talked about seems very familiar as to what I also did too.
And we do the same thing at Walpole Media. You don't have to have any kind of training, any kind of degree. If you have an interest, we'll teach you how to use our cameras, how to edit, produce a program, whatever you want. You don't need any training or background.
Tell me about the board of directors.
Board of directors are volunteer board of directors. So there are select board appointed members, school committee board members, and then elected members. Anyone who is a cable subscriber can come to our annual meeting where we elect members. So our annual meeting is going to be this September. There's going to be a posting that will be on our our website that will show you if you want to attend. And this year, obviously, it will be via Zoom. And we have 2 positions, I believe, that are open. And any cable subscriber who lives in Walpole is eligible to become a member. You just have to submit a nomination form, which basically is a short bio, who you are, and what you offer the Walpole Media Corporation Board of Directors. We meet once a month, and they are essentially my boss. I report to them. They help me create policy. They work with me on the budget, on pretty much anything that you can think of. They do leave the day-to-day operations, such as programming, et cetera, to me. They don't get involved unless there's some sort of a controversy and I feel that they need to weigh in.
It used to be that you had to present your bill from Verizon or Comcast to prove that you had cable TV when you went, if you went to the election. I think this would be a good thing to go in the council bulletin, and maybe seniors that would be interested in even serving on the board of directors. I was on the board of directors years ago for a number of, yeah.
Oh.
So it used to be that you had to bring your bill to show that you were a cable subscriber, that kind of thing. Not many people even know when an election is coming up. So I think it's something that should be more publicized, because there may be seniors that are interested in such doing this kind of thing. How are you funded?
Our funding comes from Comcast and Verizon.
Which indirectly is the consumer.
Exactly, I was just gonna say that. So anyone who is a Comcast subscriber or a Verizon subscriber is directly funding Walpole Media. A very, very, very small portion of your bill gets set aside and is sent to, now it's sent to the town. They hold on to the money. I want to be clear, it is not, we are not funded through taxpayer dollars. We are not funded through the town. We have no impact whatsoever on the town's budget.
Oh, so the money just goes to the town, but it doesn't affect the budget.
They just hold on to it and they give it to us once a quarter.
Okay, thank you.
And you're making excellent points. We can include that information in our September newsletter. And of course, we had great grand plans. Tamarah had sessions planned with us that needed to be canceled because of the pandemic. So we are happy to start kind of from here forward and trying to bring some of that information to you. And this pandemic has highlighted just how important things like cable access are for towns.
And if I can add on grand plans, one of the things that we will be doing once people are allowed to go back into the center is we're going to be purchasing laptops that will be stored in the Council on Aging for the Council on Aging use, and we will teach people how to use the laptops, whether it's to use editing software or just the laptop to go on to the internet and send an email to your grandchildren, whatever it is that you're interested in doing.
You know what they had years ago, and I don't know if they have it at all now, I doubt it. There would be someone that reviewed the plays, like at the little theater over in East Walpole, and that would be presented on the cable TV.
One of the things I said earlier that we cannot do is air anything that would violate copyright laws. So we can't show the play, but a review show, some sort of like a TV review, movie review, or a review of plays is exempt from the copyright laws. So we could have someone go to the play, show like a 2-minute clip of the play and talk about it and review it. We absolutely could do that.
And sometimes they bring in some of the stars. And there were 2 people that were doing it years ago, a man and a woman, not together, but they'd even go in Boston and review some of the productions in Boston. It was very interesting. I don't know if that's something of interest to you, and I certainly don't want to do it. but I think Linda's volunteering though. She just waved her hand.
Oh, yeah. No, if you're finished, Joanne, I don't want to steal your thunder here. I'm just curious about if you have someone who's hearing impaired that wears hearing aids, is there any kind of a headset they could wear? Because that's been a problem with me. I do have a Bluetooth that I can wear around my neck and link it to my iPad so that I can hear, and I'm the only one that can hear, plus everyone that's in the call. But I'm looking for a headset because, and what kind would be best? Do you have anything like that, or do you know about anything like that?
We don't have anything like that.
They're very inexpensive.
Oh,
You could probably pick them up at the dollar store. They're so cheap.
oh,
And they plug right into your laptop.
oh, I get it. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Now, do you wear them over, do you have hearing aids?
I do. I don't need
Oh.
I don't need it, but if I had to, I would use it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I haven't looked around enough, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So you're not volunteering, Linda, to go interview
Who?
South Boston?
Oh, no, actually, I just want to compliment the cable TV. I'm so happy that it's running like it is, because I'm also, well, Joanne, you're involved too in the League of Women Voters, and we've had some really good Zoom calls, and I know we have one coming up. It is political, so I don't want to say too much about it, but one of our elections, our state rep's going to be retiring, and we have to vote for a new one. So the two candidates are going to have a debate on cable that I'm looking forward to.
Can I ask who's retiring?
What?
Terry, can I ask who's retiring?
Oh, Lou Kafka. I'm talking about
I
our
know.
state rep.
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about somebody else. I know
Oh,
that.
no. And the two candidates are going to have a debate sometime. It's being planned as we speak, I guess.
You also teach more about, like more things to do on the Zoom as well? Are you able to?
But I'm able to, yes.
Are you able to go into the high school now, or do you work from home all
We
the time?
are able to go into the high school, although we are working remotely, all of us, because the high school is still
Right,
pretty much closed to the public.
right. So many people are working now from home. It's just amazing.
It is incredible what you can do now.
But the Zoom is excellent. You know, the Zoom, I love the Zoom because I feel like I get out of the house. When I go on Zoom, I feel like I'm in another place with all you people. And
I'm with you, Joanne, because I also love the Zoom because like it gives me a chance to be with other people, that I can see other people and see how everybody is and be able to talk to everybody, that it's just a wonderful place.
my husband's trying to figure out how all you people are together and I'm here, you know. I think he's getting the gist of it. I wanted to say that I went to a Zoom meeting today for caregivers at HESCO. And you know that I was the only one there today. Last time there were 8 people, which is wonderful being the only one, but I shouldn't be, you know. I got all the attention. It was a very pleasant time. But I'm just trying to publicize it to whoever is listening here and whoever might be listening on you. If you broadcast this, Tamarah, you know. But anyhow, Kerry will give you the information and you can put it in your broadcast. Tamarah,
Yes.
maybe.
Tamarah, are you going to be filming any of the Porch Fest this Sunday?
See, now this is one of our biggest problems. We just don't know of events that are happening. So I'm glad you said something. So that's what I said earlier. If you know of anything, let me know and we'll try and be there. So it's happening Sunday. Do you know what time?
Yes, it's all day. They're going from address to address, and then the first stop, I think, starts at like 10 o'clock, and it's the violin and the cello on Hoover Road, and I don't have the schedule in front of me, but they're going all over town.
Oh,
And
that's
I
the
just saw
Harney
that this
dances.
morning too, and there is a map tomorrow that is available. I'll try and send it to you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to drag a cello around any place.
No, she just stays in place
Oh.
and people come watch her.
Oh,
Yeah. Didn't they have one in Medfield like that? They had one in Medfield.
They did earlier in the spring, and it was great. People were driving all over to catch a little bit of different performances, and people were playing on literally on their porches. It was really
Yeah.
wonderful.
I know. And I think it's going to be a good day. So that'll be helpful.
yes, Sunday.
We'll try and post that too. I'll share it with Debbie to include a link to the map in the e-news that we send out, so that if people are around and looking for something to do, we can send the map out and people can see where they can view some of these great performances.
Yes, because there's a whole schedule and the different times they're going to be at the different places.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
in Tuesday's newsletter, and it will be in the one
I
for
didn't-
tomorrow as well. That's okay.
Thank you, Debbie.
Boy, you're quick.
I missed it.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the map is.
Carrie, you mean to tell me that you don't know everything?
No, I do not. Tamarah, I'm so, so grateful for the work you and your team are doing and have done and continue to do for us. We're so, so lucky to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you, Tamarah. It's
you.
very good to hear you and see you.
Thank you. It
Good
was
to
Thank
see
you,
everyone.
Tamarah.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Okay, you go.